Hello, everybody. Here we are with the...
I just went blank. It's the SMCPA Short Show.
Exactly. Episode number...
7. 8?
7. This is 7.
Right.
7. We're glad that you're tuning in, Samuel, to keep track of that. Anyway, episode number 7. Thanks for joining us again. We've had another spectacular week. We've got a lot going on right now. In fact, we've got Tim Hawkins about to show up. We've got a show tonight sold out. Tim Hawkins, hopefully you had your tickets and you get to come see him. He's a hilarious guy. Lots of fun.
Hey, this is Tim Hawkins. For all of you that didn't get to come see me tonight, we had a great time at Smoky Mountain Theater. Lives were changed.
Yeah.
We're sitting in the audience right now, which we don't usually get to do. So you can see the sea of seats behind us. Oh, look at that. And there's my head.
Anyways, well, this is just part of the theater. We're actually going to give you a little tour in just a minute. A lot of people have asked about the things backstage, so we're going to let you take a look about what it looks like back beyond the stage. We'll go do that. Before we do that, what else do we have going on?
We got auditions for Fiddler coming up.
Fiddler Tradition!
Thursday, September 1st. Yeah.
Auditions for Fiddler on the Roof. I think that is the most perfectly written musical ever created for the stage.
That was my first show that I ever did with Overlook Theater.
Exactly.
Back in 1990. Wasn't it?
1999.
Yeah. 99.
Wow. That show is actually the first 2 weekends in November. So if you haven't got your tickets for that, make sure you do that. But if you're interested in participating, our auditions are open to everyone. So anyone can audition, ages 13 and above for this. We do have an age limit on this show. But those will be Thursday, September 1st at 7 p.m. If you want more information, go to the website, greatmountainmusic.com, and then click on the About Us tab, and you'll find the Overlook Theater information page. We also have a lot of great events coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Right, we have Russell Moore with the Church Sisters, the third time out. Is that
Russell Moore and third time out.
August 27th. That's when that is.
That's next Saturday.
Then we have Jim Curry.
Jim Curry, who's the John Denver guy.
That's right. It's going to be a good show. It's on September 3rd.
Country road, take me home. Aren't you glad that we're not singing for that one?
Yeah.
That's September 3rd, Labor Day weekend.
Yes.
So come see Jim Curry, then go have a Labor Day picnic because it's the end of summer. Put those white shorts away. I know. And then on September 10th, speaking of Overlook Theater, we have a big celebration.
Overlook 20th anniversary.
20 years since we started the Overlook Theater Company. Lots of stories, lots of songs.
Scotty started
lots
it 20
I
years
did not.
ago.
There was a group of people that did it, but
Good vision.
I was much younger then. That's all I'm gonna say. Yes, 20 years ago. So we're having a big celebration on September 10th to celebrate 20 years of the Overlook Theater Company. We'll talk a little bit about history. We'll see some pictures. We'll sing some songs from shows. You'll hear some funny stories. There's lots of funny things that happen during a show that nobody ever knows. And we're going to tell you about all of those things. We're also going to honor some of the people that have participated with us that are no longer around. So we want to honor their memory. Also, there's a little section in there. You wouldn't believe the number of marriages and children that have come from the Overlook Theater Company.
People meet up, get married, have kids. Then the kids do shows.
Exactly. So we've got Overlook babies, Overlook marriages. It's crazy. So we'll take a look at some of those too. Also, skipping ahead a couple of weeks, we want you to make your plans. Speaking of Overlook Theater, we want you to make your plans to come to Open House on October 6th at 6:30 p.m. That'll be the night that we announce most of our 2017 season, including the Overlook Theater Plays a Musical season, where you can become a patron. You can get those shows for free. You can get a head start on buying tickets before they go on sale to the advanced public. You can do all sorts of things. You get free concessions. You have the ability to get reserved parking. Ooh la la! So make sure you make your plans for that. So much fun stuff. But why do you say we took a look around this beautiful building and see what's going on?
Show you what's backstage.
Sure. Ready?
Follow me.
Okay.
All right. So we're headed to the box office. Hey. Oh, look, here's Logan. Logan's in the box office. I don't work here, though. Talking to Jessup, who's working. And the gift shop. Look at all the fun stuff. You just saw it.
Just let's repan. There you go. Let's push those t-shirts. Let's talk about this tree here.
Oh, the tree.
The tree in our lobby is part of the Overlook Theater celebration that we talked about earlier.
That's right.
That you can purchase a star ornament to hang on the tree this whole year. And every time you purchase an ornament, then that money goes towards allowing a kid to get to come see a show.
That's right. It's giving root to the stars of tomorrow. It's the star tree.
That's a clever little slogan.
I don't know who came up with that.
I know.
Yeah. So, this is the auditorium. We were just in here. Look at the stage. Walk this way.
The stage is actually, that's only about half of the stage right now. It's chopped in half for the Tim Hawkins show. It's what, 58 wide?
Yes.
And 38 deep? 38 feet deep?
38 or 40.
Yeah, you get a whole different perspective from this side, don't you? Look how big the audience looks from up here. Dutton-ya.
And you can see. You saw some clips of this from when we were doing Little Mermaid, but it was
Back at the rails.
full of set pieces and scenery.
Actually, we can see it. You can see it pretty good right here.
Look at that.
You want to explain the rails?
Sure. Let's explain the rigging screen. This is a safety lock. Unlock it. When you pull down on this, it brings it in. So these are called battens. Well, we're standing in the arbor right now. And now we're bringing in a batten with a piece of scenery attached. And there it is.
Mm-hmm. And that works because this was actually, here goes the theater history lesson again. This was actually invented by the ancient Greeks.
So you got counterweights to counterweight the weight of the scenery. So you have
Exactly.
these plates that get loaded onto the arbor.
Yeah, so if this piece of scenery weighs 100 pounds, then you put 100 pounds of weight here, and that
Correct.
balances it out. So it's easy to move up and down.
That's right.
This side of the stage is really big. We got lots of nice space back here for when a lot of those big shows come in.
Right.
And those stairs go way up into the ceiling. We'll take you up there in a couple of weeks
Sure, on the
and
catwalk.
do the upstairs tour.
But yes, this is the big side. It's nice when we have scenery and storage of dead cases is what they're called when they're not being used anymore, when the cases have been emptied. Hey, who's that?
That was me when I was young and fit and tan.
Look, it's a cardboard cutout.
Doesn't everyone have one of those?
Yeah.
And then that takes us back
Yes.
into the lobby. We also have the upstairs mezzanine or the balcony, which you can go up to.
Right.
But we'll do the upstairs in another day.
Upstairs all together on a different day.
Yeah, all right. So this was the lower level. This was if we were in the early Elizabethan time, which we'll
Yes.
talk about in just a little bit.
We'd be the peasants.
We'd be the peasants on the ground level.
Right.
Next in a couple of weeks, we'll actually be the upper class that gets to
Right.
go to the upper level. But so this was the grand tour presented by Samuel.
And Scotty Corbin.
I was actually on this side.
He was the cameraman. And I was, yeah.
So if it's a little shaky, it's because I was walking at the same time.
He hasn't had Dr. Pepper today.
So there you go, theater tour. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's great to take a look around. We actually had a question that goes along with the theater tour. We got to see the box office, the back where we do our tickets, where we sell our tickets and things like that. The box office, yeah. Before, so we actually had a question from someone that emailed us asking about the box office. So let me read this to you. Dear Short Show team.
That's
What a great way to introduce it. Here is my question. It keeps me up at night as I ponder into the wee hours. This is true. This is what it said there. Why is the place one buys a show ticket called the box office? I cannot go on until I have the answer. Back in the early Elizabethan time, I actually have a degree in theater history.
He does. I don't.
Not that it matters, not that I can save your life or anything, but I can tell you some boring information and answer lots of questions on Jeopardy.
Everyone has a purpose.
Except me. But actually, during the early Elizabethan time, the main area of the audience was called the pit. And the peasants would come in to see the show. They would use a side door, come in to see the show. They wouldn't get a ticket in advance. They would just come and stand there, and they would pass a hat around, and they would just put like a collection into there, and that's how they got their place. They had to stand up to watch the show. Some of the more lucky ones had some benches in the back, but those people were the peasants. They were in the pit. On the actual side of the auditorium and in the back, there were seats that the more affluent people could purchase, and those were called box seats. So, was that your affluent?
No.
So those people would actually purchase their tickets in advance. So they were sitting in the boxes of the theater. They would then go to the box office where they would pick up their tickets in advance. And the box office was often in a very public side of the theater, so that way the people who had enough money to buy those tickets, they would actually go up and make sure everyone knew that they had the ability to purchase the tickets in advance, to like sit in the plush area, and they weren't part of the peasants who were down on the floor level. So that's why it's called a box office. It was called a box office because they used to only sell box seats. But then it turned into where, they put seats in the orchestra level, in the pit level, and it just continued to be called a box office because that's where you'd go to buy your box seats. Box office. So there you go. We also
Now
have...
you know.
Now you
can
know.
sleep.
Now you can sleep. Thanks for writing that question in, and we're so glad that you'll be able to sleep at night. Now, I also had one other question that came in. My question is, how in heaven's name did Scotty Corbin marry such a beautifully, brilliant, talented woman who could cook like Martha Stewart, keep her house tidy like Donna Reed, and dresses as well as looks like Heidi Klum? You are truly the luckiest guy ever. P.S. Just because this email address has Nikki's name on it does not mean she's typing it. Oh, jeez. Can you believe it? Why did Matt not go to the spam folder? Jeez. Anyways, so there's the answer to the question. If you have a question you'd like to talk to us about, send it to us. If we don't know the answer, we'll figure it out.
Or we'll make it up.
Or we'll make it up. I did not make up that answer.
No,
that's true.
I wasn't saying that was made up.
Nikki's was made up.
That was fantasy land.
You'll send your questions or your comments to info@greatmountainmusic.com, and we'll do what we can to answer those for you. It's been a great week. We've got so much happening. Summer's coming to a close, but the fall and the holidays are just starting to kick in. I love Thanksgiving.
I love Christmas.
I love Christmas too.
I like snow.
I don't like snow. It's cold. So be sure to check us out. Like us on
Facebook?
Bling, and come back and see us again. Bye.